Hello, hello. We are live. It's Helen here from helenmartinonline.com. And as you can see, I have a very special guest with me today, Cari Higham.
Hello.
Please, anybody that's on live, say hello. Tell us where you're coming in from, or if you're watching the replay, just put the words replay down below so we can say hello to you afterwards. Firstly, I must give my sincere apologies to Cari for a time difference stuffer.
Totally fine.
So I'm way over here in Australia and you're way over there in Utah. And is that correct? Yes.
Yes. Yep. I'm in Utah. I'm at home.
Yeah. And somewhere in between, I've missed a daylight saving time zone or something like that. So thank you very much for giving up your time and jumping on with me today, Cari.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here with you. It's going to be fun.
Thank you. Hey, Rob. Thank you for jumping on. Nice to see you on
Rob.
live. So I wanted to share, Cari has a very powerful story, and how we met was through, we're both in network marketing, and I guess you could both say we've had common challenges with network marketing.
Yes.
With, you know how it goes, you exhaust your warm market, and you've got no one left to talk to, but you're really passionate about network marketing and just trying to look for, you know, a different way, an easier way, better strategies to sort of grow your business. So Cari and I met through a mentorship company called Elite Marketing Pro. And Cari has a very inspirational story, which she can share with you. And to the point where, you know, you've actually brought me to tears with your story, Cari, with where you've been and the journey you've been on and where you are at now. And I consider you to be a mentor to me, and I've learned a lot from you and workshops that I've attended. Cari is facilitating now. So your journey has gone, you know, quite large in a very sort of short space of time. And I'd love to share that with other people. I think they need to hear your story and really hear the power of where you were, what you found, and what difference that has made, you know, to you in your life and your business. So give Cari some love, please, as we go along, because I'm sure the information that she's going to share with you is going to be is very valuable. So if you'd just like to share with us, firstly, a little bit about yourself and where you came from and the journey that you've sort of been on to get where you are, you know, and the six-figure earner that you are today in a very short space of time.
Yeah. So thank you again for having me. And really, time mess up did not even matter. Like I already had the movie on for the little boys. They're in the other room. So if two little boys make an appearance, they usually seem to every single Facebook Live. Hopefully everyone can bear with me.
For sure.
But so my story started out in 2013. My husband, Whit, he was laid off for the first time in our marriage. And when we first got married, like, money was not something that we really worried about. I mean, my husband had a very high-paying job. We had a very, very low rent where we lived. And so, you know, we started building a life together, and we bought a house, bought a brand new car. But we did find out after a year of us being married that it was going to be a lot harder for us to have kids than we had originally planned. And so I started with infertility treatments, and that was kind of the beginning of us starting to rack up some major debt in our lives. And then shortly after, well, I guess not shortly after, it was about a year after I started infertility treatments, Whit was laid off for the first time. And it came as kind of a shock. We weren't expecting it. What he used to do, he was a dental technician, and so he used to make like crowns and bridges and everything for dentists. And he did very, very good work. And the little lab that we worked at, they were in charge of all of UNLV, so University of Las Vegas. They were in charge of all of those doctors' crowns and bridges. Like, they would send them up to Whit's lab, they'd do them and send them back. Well, there was a machine that was invented that made it so that doctors could make their own crowns in-house. And that was, Whit was paid the most, and he was the lowest man on the totem pole. He hadn't been there very long. And so naturally, he got laid off. They gave him the boot. And so we had, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars that we had racked up in trying to get pregnant. My we had a brand new house, brand new baby, and we find out that it's going to, like, everything just kind of started falling apart. And it was a struggle. For 4 months, he did actually live apart from me in a lab and worked at a lab up about 2 hours away from us. But it was only a matter of time. Everyone started getting that machine, and so he was laid off once more. The problem with being laid off the second time was that we had already gone through all of our savings. So all of a sudden we had no savings, we had no backup plan, and he had no job and couldn't get a job anywhere else. And so I'm sitting there, and I remember kind of sitting in this pile of bills that we had no money to pay. It was Christmas time, and we had no money to get Christmas presents. And I remember there was a knock on the door, and I went and I opened it. I had been crying, and there was all of our Christmas, like a bunch of Christmas gifts sitting there. We were actually like the charity family that our entire neighborhood donated to that year.
Oh.
And I was so grateful for it, but it was also like, how did we get here? Right? That was the question that I was asking myself, was how in the heck did we get here? And so Whit, he moves home, and what was left of home anyways, I started selling everything that I could on yard sale sites, just trying to keep our head above water. So like I sold my kitchen table, I sold my couch. People were asking, you're selling all of your stuff, is everything okay? And it was always like, yeah, everything's great. I just want a new couch. When really it was like, I was selling it for like pennies because I needed just the money to get the creditors off my back. Well, Whit wasn't able to find a job, even though he had applied everywhere. I mean, he was applying at like McDonald's, everywhere that he could, just trying to get a job. But because of how much schooling and how much he had, they're like, you're overqualified. We can't hire you because if we hire you, we would have to pay you more than our managers, and we can't do that.
Yeah.
So it was a struggle. We ended up losing our house. We only managed to save our car because we drove away before they could come and repossess it, honestly. And we moved into my mother's basement. And at this time, we get a phone call from a good friend of ours. So how we know this individual, she was the sister to Whit's best friend in high school. Okay. So Whit knew her really well. I didn't really know her. But she calls and she's all like, I want you to take a look at what I'm doing. I think you'd be really great at this. I immediately knew that it was network marketing, and I was like, no, there's no way. There's no way we're doing network marketing. I mean, my dad, he had tried and failed. Not his fault. I mean, he was actually a major builder, enrolled a ton of people, kind of like that golden prospect for a lot of people. And he had tried and failed at 2 different companies. The first company that he was with, the company went under. So all of a sudden, he just gets a phone call from his upline. He's all like, the company's done. Like, they just filed bankruptcy. We're not getting paid anymore. The second company that he built, he partnered with the wrong people, and they ended up doing some unethical things. And he said, I'm out. I'm done. And so because of this, I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to do one of those pyramid schemes, right? How many out there ever said that before? Like, comment below, give me a 1, give me like a hands, like raise your hand if that was ever you, that you're like, I'm not going to do network marketing. I'm never going to do one of those things. Well, that was me, because I had seen my dad try so hard and give everything into the network marketing industry, and then for it to always be, slipped away. I was like, I'm never going to do one of those things. But thankfully, Whit was a little more open, and he went and sat down with her. They started drawing the circles, right? And he caught the vision. He caught the vision of network marketing. I was still not excited about network marketing, but I saw my husband get excited about something for the first time since he had been, laid off and everything. And during that time when he wasn't laid off, he couldn't find a job anywhere, it really was messing with his head, and it was almost like a mini sort of depression that he went into. And it was really hard for me as a wife and as a mother to watch and not know how to fix. Yeah. Like, there was nothing I could really do. And so when I saw that light up in his eyes, I was like, okay, I'm all in. Network marketing, here we go. There was an individual in our company that he hit a certain rank in our company in 11 months. And I thought to myself, if he can do it, I can do it, right? It's realistic. If he did it, I can do it. There's nothing holding me back. And I was like, I was like that prospect that everyone wanted. Like I made the list of 100 people, went out, I was calling my friends, family, everyone that I knew. 6 months in, I had recruited 0 customers, 0 distributors. And I was frustrated. I was so frustrated. Well, the thing is this individual that had hit this certain rank, he was a highway patrolman. He owned a ton of gyms around the state of Utah. So he had a network. He also had credibility, right? He had influence over his network. So I'm not going to say it was easy for him to build, but it was a heck of a lot easier than me, where I had no network. I live in a small, teeny little town in the middle of Utah, less than 5,000 people. My husband and I are from the same town, so we know all of the same people. And then, so no network and no credibility. I was living in my mom's basement. It's no wonder people didn't want to follow Cari Higham, right? Because I didn't know. And I also had no skills starting out. I think back to some of those first conversations, and I look at my Facebook messages to some of those first people, and I'm just like, you screwed it, right? It was all my fault. No wonder no one would follow me. But I was determined. I had told way too many people I was going to do this. I was stubborn enough to keep at it. And so the next 18 months was spent cold market prospecting. And because we live in a teeny little town, all cities, anywhere that there's a lot of people, so I went to my upline, and I remember a conversation I had, and he's like, you're just not getting in front of the right people. You need to go find the right people. Go where the people are. That's what he told me. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get in my car, and I'm just going to go start prospecting. So I was prospecting malls, Walmart, Starbucks. If there was anywhere that had a crowd of people, I was there. There was a 3-month period where we actually prospected the Vegas Strip every single weekend. It's 5 hours from my house. We'd load up Kate's, our baby. We'd drive down to Las Vegas, Nevada. We'd leave on a Friday, and we wouldn't come home until Sunday morning. And we would not leave unless we had a minimum of 30 numbers to call that week. So I became a cold market prospecting machine. And I don't say recruiting machine because I still sucked. I still sucked. I couldn't get anyone to do it with me. After 18 months of cold market prospecting, driving all over the state of Utah, up into Idaho, down into Nevada, Arizona, Colorado, that entire circle, Western United States. I feel like I've been in every single state prospecting. After 18 months of that, thousands of people that I talked to, I had recruited 3 people into my company. And I was burnt out. I was so burned out. I remember having a conversation with Whit, Whit's my husband, in January of 2016. And at this time, we had moved from my mom's house to my mother-in-law's house. There was some negativity because my parents had done network marketing before. There was some negativity in the fact that we were putting all this time and money into a network marketing business when they knew, right? They knew. They were just trying to look out for us, but they were like, you're never going to succeed. All they're doing is taking your money. I mean, how many of you out there have had, some of the people that are supposed to be like your cheerleaders kind of turn their backs on you? How many of you are dealing with haters? Drop a 2 in the comment box. Let me know if that's you, because that's what we were dealing with at my parents' house. And they didn't do it there wasn't oh, you suck. That's the reason that you're not going to be successful. It was all out of love, and concern for us because of their experience. But at a time when I needed cheerleaders the most, I didn't have any. And so we left my mom's house. It's so funny. I just said mom. I think it's because I'm on the phone with you. You Aussies rubbing off on me. But anyways, so we left my mom's house, moved into with my mother-in-law, and I was living in the basement. We ended up having our second baby boy, and I was frustrated. I was frustrated with where we were at. So grateful to my in-laws for letting me live there, but I was burned out. I didn't necessarily want to be living at my mother-in-law's house.
Yeah. And
I was frustrated, and so in January 2016 I quit. I quit the network marketing industry. Wasn't for very long, but I did quit. And I told Whit, I was like, if we're going to do this, you have got to figure out a better way for us to build, because I cannot keep leaving my kids.
Yeah.
I was ready to go get a JOB And how many of you have had that thought before?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't working. I'm just going to go get a job because, you know, network marketing, it works for everyone else, but it doesn't work for me. Those were like the thoughts that I was having. And so in April 2016, Whit actually, so he started searching. Like, I'm so grateful to that man, because when I was in despair, he got angry, and it was a good angry. It was an angry of, I'm going to make this work, and I'm going to figure this out so that, you know, because it was almost like the tables had turned, right? Like, I was in network marketing, nothing was working, and so all of a sudden I'm starting to kind of go into like this depression where I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. And Whit's whole thing was like, I'm going to put the light back in her eyes again, right? I'm going to get her excited about this again. And he stumbled upon a little ebook called Attraction Marketing Formula from Elite Marketing Pro, and he talks to me this month. I remember it like it was yesterday. He comes down, starts rubbing my shoulders, starts being all nice to me, you know, like, and I'm thinking, what are you doing? You know, like, what is this? And he's like, so I found this thing. And I was like, no way, no way am I getting myself into another thing. Like, you drug me into network marketing, drug me into your mother's basement. Like, I'm so done with things. Like, there's always things, you know? And that's when he's like, no, this is totally different. And I was very negative. Like, I would honestly, like, I was negative spouse before network marketing, but for a minute, like, it was like major, like I was a lion, I was going to kill him, like, because it was another thing. Yeah. And he's like, listen, so we have like this phrase that we always use. We've always used it together. And he's like, listen, just be Switzerland. You know, Switzerland's neutral. And so, you know, that's like the phrase that's used. And when we use that phrase, like, it's so funny because we immediately are like, okay, fine, you know, like, and so I was like, okay, I'll be Switzerland. He's like, I just want you to go. I want you to watch these videos and just see if this is something that you could get behind, you could back me on. And he's all like, if at the end of these videos you decide this isn't for us, you don't want to do it, I'll never bring it up again. Just be Switzerland while you're watching them. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll be Switzerland. And I start watching what's called the Ignition Coaching Program with Elite Marketing Pro. I read Attraction Marketing Formula, and I was like, this is different. And it was kind of crazy because with this, I got excited about. Like, with network marketing, Whit was excited. But with this, I was excited. I could see myself doing this. I could see myself building my business from home with my kids in the other room, right? I'm sure you can hear them. They're out there wrestling right now. It's only a matter of time before one of them hits the other and they're coming in here crying. You know, but that's what I wanted. I wanted a way to be able to build my business from home. And it killed me that I like quit network marketing. And I was like, if I could do this from home where I'm not leaving my kids and to where people actually find me. And that's what Attraction Marketing Formula kind of teaches you, is the concept of attraction marketing and how, you know, you're able to put value out into the world through social media and then have people actually come to you, ask you what your company is, ask you if they can work with you. And I was like, if I can do this, I'm all in. Like, if I can create this, I'm all in. And so and after, I forgot to mention, after 2 years of building my network marketing business, my residual check was $80. Woo-hoo! So, yeah, woohoo, right? It's no wonder that I quit and I was done and I was like, I can't do this. So with Attraction Marketing Formula, we jump in. We're with Elite Marketing Pro, and it was an obsession, like just an obsession of learning how things work. Online marketing, clicks, leads. And I went all in. I worked my butt off for 7 months. And after 7 months, I had my first $10,000 month. That was November of 2016. And in February of 2016, we had doubled it. And we had our first $20,000 month. And so I'm not here to like diss traditional marketing because, I mean, traditional network marketing, there are people that it works, right? There are people that are building that way and they're finding success every day. However, if you don't have a network and if you don't have an influence over that network, it can feel like you're running in mud. And really, the ones that build traditionally that don't have a network that happen to find some success, they happen to know someone who had a network. And I wasn't one of those people. And the majority of people in network marketing are not those people. With online marketing and learning how attraction marketing and how to attract people to you, it really works for everyone. Seriously, like anyone can get in, anyone can do it. Anybody, I mean, it's technology, right? The skills are different. Yeah, even if you're not technology savvy, like I know a lady, she could barely copy and paste when she first discovered attraction marketing, and she's now a multiple six-figure earner today. And she did it in a year. Like it took her a year. So it's crazy to think of like those numbers, you know, going from 0 to 6 figures in 7 months. But it's the truth. And the cool thing is that anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. I have no doubt about that.
Absolutely. Chelsea, I just picked up your question there. What was the program you used? So it's called the Attraction Marketing Formula from Elite Marketing Pro, and I'll send that across to you after we finish the live. So I'll send you the information so you can check that out. I think, you know, one of the differences with your story, Cari, is that determination and that grit and that drive just not to give up. And I think a lot of people in network marketing, they give up too early and they don't find the solution. So there's a different solution with building your business online and finding attraction marketing. And, you know, I've got a similar journey in relation to sort of the network marketing, and I had success with network marketing, but over a period of time, if you don't recruit the right people, they're gone anyway in, you know, 3, 6, 12 months time. So the big team I had, they eventually disappeared, and then what? So whether you've got no team or you had a team and they disappeared, you're still left with the same frustrations of what now? And I found that same little ebook that Cari's talking about called the Attraction Marketing Formula. And, you know, if you're here with me on this page with Cari, you'll know that I'm branding myself online and putting attraction marketing into place.
This is attraction marketing at work right here. Value out in the market. People come to you. People ask, what are you doing? What are you doing to get success? And it's crazy. It's crazy how it works, but it's true. It works.
And I think when you find a system that works, it's not the silver bullet, because like you're dedicated and you went into it and you wanted to learn. And, you know, that's very much how I am. I've thrown myself into it and embraced it. And there is a lot to learn. There's a big learning curve. But if you're determined and you want to speed up your results with network marketing, then learning the attraction marketing formula and how to attract people to you and leveraging the internet instead of chasing your family and friends in, you know, whoever around you. And that's very difficult when you live in a small town. And I live in a small town now as well. So there comes to a point where there's no one else to talk to. So you
have no one.
Yeah,
everyone at the grocery store is like, oh my gosh, it's that lady again, you know? Like,
and
it's Cari.
Yeah, and that's the worst feeling. Like you walk around the school and then you suddenly your mum that used to talk to you is seen you and gone in the other, you know, you don't want that kind of, you know, effect with network marketing. So building your business online and learning about attraction marketing and particularly implementing the attraction marketing formula is definitely, you know, a way forward. So what kind of difference has it made to your life? So I'm presuming well, I know you're not in the basement anymore.
Not in the basement anymore.
So
definitely not in the basement anymore. And those people that, you know, were at the grocery store dodging us before, you know, they'd see us coming and they immediately, like, you know, pretend they don't see us. Those people are now reaching out to us, you know, because we do put all the value out there. They've seen the change in our lifestyle. You know, multiple 6 figures we're making. We've actually set the course to do 7 figures here in the next 18 months or so. That's what we're looking to do, is 7 figures, and they see that. They see the difference in our posture. They see the difference in, I don't need to prospect anybody. I haven't openly prospected a person since April 2016. I stopped prospecting and my business exploded. Honestly, that's how it worked. And, you know, I now have these people that told me it would never work. These people that were, you know, kind of negative towards us and the fact that we were doing network marketing, now reaching out and saying, I know you talked to me about this before. I'm ready to give it another look because I see the change that it's made for you guys. And it's an amazing feeling. And it's an amazing feeling to be hunted instead of the hunter. That's the biggest thing.
So what would your advice be to somebody that's out there that's still building the traditional way and they're struggling with it, or maybe they've even started to look at just social media advertising and just putting their stuff out on Facebook as such, maybe haven't learned really how to do it the right way. What would your advice be to somebody who's struggling at building their network marketing business in moving forward? What avenues should they take, or what should they concentrate on?
Okay, so one of my biggest mentors in this business, even when I was building traditionally, I had him in my CD player as I was driving down to the Las Vegas Strip. I met him at No Excuses Summit. So Elite Marketing Pro, they put on an event every single year. It's in Vegas this year in June. Get your tickets. Get them to Helen.
Someone is speaking on stage this year, I believe.
Yes, I'm going to be speaking this year, which is kind of crazy. It's amazing. I'm going to be speaking. Like, No Excuses 7 completely changed my life. And a lot of it had to do with this conversation that I had with my mentor while I was there. And I asked him, I was like, what advice do you have for me, the newbie that's just starting out? And he said, you are only worth the amount of value that you put out into the marketplace. Your check is directly correlated, directly linked to however much value you put out there. He's all like, you want to make a lot of money? Go and bring value to people's lives. That's what he said. And so I was like, okay, I get it. And so when I first got started, it was just value, value, value. I put out value without even thinking about how much money I was going to make back in return, but it was just, how can I bless other people's lives? And other than, make sure you check out that ebook, because the ebook is completely what changed my life. But, understand that mentorship, it's something that if you're not investing in mentorship, if you don't have a mentor, you are setting yourself up to make this hard. And that's something that I didn't understand when I was building traditionally. And then when I found mentors that had walked the road that I was walking, and they were able to help me create, not necessarily shortcuts, but able to help me fast track my journey, that was worth any amount of money that I ever spent. I mean, honestly, I continue to invest in myself. I continue to invest in mentorship every single year. My mentor that I told you about, he's an 8-figure earner. He spends himself over $500,000 a year in mentorship, learning from his mentors, continuing to better himself, continuing to better his mind, because it really all comes down to mindset and skill set. If you don't have the mindset and you don't have the skill set, you're never going to get to where you want to be. So continue to put value out. Check out the Attraction Marketing Formula ebook, because I can guarantee it's changed your life. It's changed mine. It's changed Helen's. Yeah. And then understand that mentorship, every coach has a coach, right? Like Michael Jordan has a coach. Everyone has a coach, because they understand that if they have someone show them and take them by the hand and say, this is the easiest route to take to get to where you want to be, you're going to get there a lot faster. And you're not going to have as much heartache as you go through building it.
Yeah, and I often find mentors have already made the mistakes that they know you're about to make.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and I know I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved in the last, just under a year if I didn't have the mentorship that I have, because I don't know what I don't know.
Exactly.
So you need somebody that's already walked the path that you want to walk to guide you along the way. I mean, I've got to make the mistakes and, try different things and evaluate what I've done. But to have somebody guide you on the right path and to warn you from things that haven't worked from them or what have worked for them, and just give you that guidance. And I think it's encouragement. And we all know how important it is to have not only accountability, but proximity to people that understand your journey, because we don't always get that with network marketing. Understand your journey and support you and want to see you win. And I know definitely the community that we are involved with, Elite Marketing Pro, everybody wants to see everybody win. And,
absolutely.
It's a mentorship company helping network marketers to build their business online and see everybody, succeed. So, it's truly amazing, this journey. It's an enjoyable journey is what I find, instead of a lot of the pains and the struggles that come with network marketing. Yeah. When you learn attraction marketing and you bring it online and learn to give value and attract people to you, and then people reach out to you, then you're like, wow, how much more pleasurable is this
Yeah.
than chasing my family and friends? So it's a far more enjoyable journey, I find, as well as the rewards that come with it of building your business. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when it comes down to difficulty, what's easier? Driving hundreds of thousands of miles every single day trying to prospect people at malls like I was doing, or actually building your business from home, right? Like actually, I mean, yeah, you might come across a challenge of something technical or you're like, I don't know how to set this up, but you have mentors that are there to help guide you, to help you set it up, and you're at home, right? Like you're actually building at home with your kids, with your family. You're not missing out on their lives while you're building it. And that's been the most rewarding part for me, is actually being able to be mom, or mum, as you Aussies like to say it, actually being able to be mum.
Yeah, and actually truly building a home-based business from home.
From home.
Not
yes.
going to malls, not going down the Vegas Strip, not going to, parties and stuff. That's not being, at home. So, yeah, building it online gives you that opportunity. Well, I want to be very respectful of your time, Cari. I just thank you very much for, sharing your journey with us, and your advice and wisdom. Give some likes and loves to Cari for those of you that are still on live. I'm sure a lot will catch
you for having me.
The replay. And for those of you that asked, I'll drop a link regarding the attraction marketing formula down after we've finished this live. But thank you for joining us. Truly appreciate that. And thank you, Cari, for giving up your time again and sharing your story with us. It's much appreciated.
Oh, you're so very welcome. It was a pleasure for me to be here. I'm glad that I made it.
Yeah, I know. We almost did it.
All of a sudden, are you hopping on? And it's 7. And I was like, I thought it was 8. Oh, no.
I know. My sincere apologies. The challenges, I think that's a privileged problem of being able to connect with people around the world. If that's the worst thing we have to deal with, we're doing okay.
Absolutely. It actually worked out better for me because Whit was like, where do you want to go tonight? Because I just got home from the workshop in Chicago, and he's like, I want to take you to dinner. And I was like, okay, we can go to dinner, but it's going to have to be a little bit later. But now,
so
it worked out great.
Win-win. Well, thank you once again, and thanks everyone for joining us.
Thanks so much, Helen. See ya, everybody.
Bye.
Make sure you check out those links.
Yeah. Bye. Okay. End.